is Reverend Debora Gay, and I'm a staff minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Seattle. And I'm your guest host for this week's Faith Lift, as Reverend Kathy Ann is enjoying her trip with other CSL people in Egypt. So I'm currently involved in a lot of downsizing. And so rather than accumulating more stuff, I'm in this phase where I'm giving things away. And it's causing me to really ask the questions of what is it that gives me pleasure, gives me joy in the things that I have, and be willing to pass on things that don't give me joy, to knowing that there's someone in the world that this is just the perfect thing for them. And at the same time, I am being much more conscious about a spiritual practice of gratitude. And I'm reading a book called Achieving Gratitude by M.L. Ryan. And she's talking about that there are things that we are using to fulfill a sense of emptiness in our life, like accumulating stuff, that if we truly would turn to the practice of being grateful for everything that we have in our life, we can really settle into the peacefulness of knowing I have enough right now. So I want to talk to you more about that. I know that there were times in my life where every weekend I went to the stores and bought stuff. And it was because it was on sale or it was a great thing that gave me momentary pleasure. It was retail therapy. And then that turned into consignment shops and going to Goodwill and having it be a treasure hunt to find a perfect, amazing thing. And that was fun too. And I know that with the COVID shutdown, many of us have really gone online and did a lot of buying online. And then when it arrived, going, what was I thinking that I needed this thing? So that's made me start thinking about my own consumption patterns. And what I'm reading in my book is giving me some examples like, when you reach for a snack, reach for food, but you can stop yourself and say, am I really hungry for food? Or am I hungry for something else? Is there an emotional need or a spiritual need that I'm trying to feed? And that's the same way with consuming stuff, is that we can feel that there's an emptiness in our life that we're trying to fill with something that will never fill that emptiness. And so the sense of that if we can be much more conscious about our consumption and not go to sleep about it, and realize that when we're feeling empty, feeling like we're needing something, we can turn to gratitude for what we already have. So I'm going to invite you to join me in the spiritual practice of gratitude. And this is what it is. I'm making the commitment for the next 2 weeks not to buy anything new except for food. And do this as well. So not buy anything new, and then appreciate the tangible and non-tangible things that I have in my life, like good health and great friends, tangible things like my house, walking around and saying, I love that picture. I love this favorite shirt. I love that beautiful thing that I inherited from my parents. But really become conscious of what brings you joy in the things that you've surrounded yourself in your home. What makes you feel more alive? And then you might find yourself downsizing as well and releasing those things that really don't serve you, don't make you feel happy, don't bring you joy when you see them, knowing that there's someone in the world for whom that would be the absolute perfect thing for them, and release it to the circulation of life. And the third step of this is to watch if you are still craving consumption after the end of these 2 weeks for things that you don't actually need. Or does that shift over time and you find yourself too in a downsizing mode, which really means I'm surrounding myself with things that bring me joy and love. So I'll end this with a quote from the author of that book, her M.J. Ryan, and it is, if there is to be any peace, it will come through being, not through having. So I hope that helps. Bye for now.
Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good.